What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, welcome to a emergency stream as some news has happened today and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I need to rush home so I can get a presentation created so I can talk to y'all about what's going on." Because the WNBA has dropped their full season for the 2026 season, and guys, it's got a lot of people talking. All right, we've got 2 new expansion teams this year. We have a pretty giant World Cup break. We have a frozen free agency, and we have a CBA that still isn't done yet. But yet and still, the WNBA is rolling out the dates like everything is normal. So let's break down what the schedule actually means, what's confirmed, what is still very much uncertain, and how all of this fits into what I'm considering really the biggest season that the WNBA has had yet. So without further ado, let me turn off my heat and let's get into it. Sometimes I feel like it's too loud, so that's why I like turn it off sometimes before, like, as the stream is going on. So anyway, if y'all appreciate the quickness of the stream, you can let me know by hitting that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. I was at work today and it took me forever to get home, so that's why it took forever to actually start the stream. So I appreciate y'all for y'all patience. We gonna hit it and quit it in this one. Again, season 30 of the WNBA begins on May the 8th, guys. But first, before we actually talk about all the things you all need to know, just real quick, the schedule is out without a CBA, and yes, there's some confusion that people have. The league and the union still have not agreed to a new CBA. Free agency is still frozen, and technically either side can trigger a work stoppage at any moment. But if you're wondering why in the world would you release the schedule at this time, well, they kind of need to. They gotta book some stuff, right? They have to book arenas, they have to set charter flights, they have to continue to sell tickets. Now a lot of teams have sold season tickets already to people who previously had season tickets, but like they're trying to drum up some revenue. They need to plan a national broadcast, and you can't wait until April to do all that stuff. And that's why the league is basically saying that releasing the schedule is a key step in making sure everything is all good. Basically, what the league is saying is, hey, we're planning for May 8th, which is the start of the WNBA season. Like, everything is moving forward, even though behind the scenes things are kind of messy right now. All right. Again, season 30 begins May the 8th. We have 44 games per team. And this season, we have 15 teams with the addition of the Toronto team and the Portland team. And the regular season, it does end on September the 24th, with the playoffs set to start on September the 27th. Also, if you all do not know, the All-Star game is on July the 25th. All right, so again, no new agreement yet. Free agency is frozen. The league is operating under the old CBA. The union can strike at any time. But the league is saying that they expect the season to start on time. All right. We're in this period called status quo. There is no new extension in the CBA. Nothing was reached. And so the deadline for that was January the 9th. No extension was reached. They're just in status quo mode. The CBA can't begin until a deal is done. The union has voted to authorize a strike. The owners of WNBA teams have no interest in having a lockout. But here's the thing. a thing that we all need to know is that with the CBA not being agreed upon, it delays free agency. And free agency, that can take 2 months to go through free agency. And you're sort of kicking the can down the road. Now you have a hard start time. But here's the thing. You release the schedule, and we don't even know who's going to be on the teams. We have no idea who will be on the respective teams. And usually you have some sort of idea, at this point, because free agency would have started, but it's not starting right now. So we're in a very odd time. Remember, guys, the season is just 4 months away. All right? 4 months away. So I already talked about this. I don't know why I didn't put this slide up earlier. I should have. Anyway, so if you're wondering, again, why release the schedule, teams must lock in arena dates. Charter flights have to be planned. Ticket packages, they want to sell more tickets. And right now, teams aren't really making much money because the CBA has distracted everybody. So they're like, you know what? Let's build up some hype. Let's boost up some social media presence, and let's get everybody talking about the schedule. But their various networks need to plan what games they want to take. And also, the expansion teams need something for their fans to look forward to. And that's what this is doing. All right? And if you all are wondering, actually, real quick, if you all are wondering why the season has 44 games, there was a thought that maybe we might see more games this year in the WNBA, but that is not happening. And the reason why it's not happening is because of the World Cup. We do have a World Cup break, so that means the league will hold firm for right now at 44 games for this upcoming season. Because of the World Cup, it does break the season out in halves. So yes, we have the All-Star break that is in July, but the real break is between is from the beginning of September, when the entire world, when it comes to women's basketball, puts its eye on Berlin, Germany, for the World Cup, which runs from September the 4th through the 13th. There will be no WNBA games from August the 31st through September the 16th, so players can play for their respective countries. There was some thought about the WNBA adding more games, but you just can't squeeze out more games in a short amount of time, especially considering you're basically gonna have a little bit over 2 weeks of nobody playing, because a lot of the best players will be overseas, playing in Germany to represent their country. All right. That is something to note. And then if you're interested in the opening weekend matchups, well, we do have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday pre-covered. We got Mystics at the Toronto Tempo. We got the Connecticut Sun at the New York Liberty. We got Vaux at the Seattle Storm. We got Dallas at Indiana. The Phoenix Mercury at Las Vegas. We got the Chicago Sky at the Portland Fire. And then on Sunday, we have Storm at Sun, Liberty at Mystics, Aces at Sparks, Dream at the Lynx, and the Mercury at the Valkyries. And the Commissioner's Cup, for you all's knowledge, is from June the 1st through June the 17th, which is a total of 49 total cup games that will be taking place. All of the games do count towards standing, which is what always happens, with the exception of the Cup Championship, which takes place on June the 30th. Remember, guys, the Commissioner's Cup is basically East versus West. The Eastern teams play each other. The Western teams play each other. The best team in the East faces off against the best team in the West. They duke it out for a bunch of money and cryptocurrency. And that championship game does not count towards the regular season, but the other games do count towards the regular season. All right. Also, some key dates for you all to know is that the WNBA draft is happening on April the 13th, with training camp starting on April the 19th, which means that there's barely any break for rookies. All right, and I think this is one of the bigger what I would consider one of the bigger changes for this for this season. Usually there's a couple more days of a break between the WNBA draft and the start of training camp. But yeah, draft 13th, training camp 19th. So not much time. You don't have much time is basically what I'm trying to say. All right. Just 6 days, which is nothing at all. So yeah, something to note there. All right, let's continue on. We also have the open and tip-off, which we just talked about, May 8th through the 10th. We have, in June, we have the Commissioner's Cup and the final. We also have the All-Star Game on July the 24th and the 25th. And then in September, we have the World Cup break. We also have the regular season ending on September the 24th and the playoffs starting on September the 25th. All right. A couple other things to note is that the Toronto Tempo and the Portland Fire are coming to the league. The Toronto Tempo for the first time ever, and the Portland Fire, they are returning. Remember, the Portland Fire existed in the past. They folded. Now they are back and looking to make some noise. Thing to note, guys, is that Toronto does have two home games outside of Toronto in Montreal and Vancouver. All right. And then Portland opens up their season against the Chicago Sky. A couple of other sort of special venue type games is we'll have, as I said, Toronto and Montreal and Vancouver. We also have the Las Vegas Aces playing at the T-Mobile Arena, which is the bigger venue in Las Vegas. We got the Chicago Sky playing at the United Center. They're playing select games there. The Connecticut Sun will have games in Hartford and Boston. And the Dallas Wings will have games at the American Airlines Arena. All right. Of course, not all the games, but like the Fever games and whatnot will be at those locations. All right. And then some notable matchups, some games that you all should kind of keep in your mind is Aces versus Mercury. They will be playing each other 4 times this year, assuming they don't see each other in the playoffs again. They'll play each other four times. Remember, guys, that was the WNBA Finals. Aces versus Mercury. They will be able to take another shot at it. Well, the Mercury are going to have another chance to take down the Las Vegas Aces. All right. Also, Dallas versus Indiana. The reason why I call this a notable game is because everyone continues to try to put Paige against Caitlin. And if that's the matchup y'all are super interested in, y'all can watch Dallas versus Indiana 3 times. So be excited about that. Also, Indiana versus Las Vegas, because people like to compare Asia and Caitlyn in terms of Caitlyn's popularity and Asia's overall talent. Not that they both have talent, they both have popularity, but you get the picture. Anyway, they will be playing each other 3 times. We also will see matchups between New York and Las Vegas and Minnesota. That sort of trifecta of teams is always something to watch out for. New York versus Las Vegas, New York versus Minnesota, Minnesota versus Las Vegas, Minnesota versus New York. You get the picture. Those are going to be some fun games to absolutely watch because you got Stewie versus Fee versus Asia, which I think is fun. And then also we will have a inaugural game anniversary between the LA Sparks and the New York Liberty, the two teams that started it all off when it comes to the WNBA. All right. These are two teams that 30 years ago they started it, and the WNBA has been chugging along since then. So we will have an awesome anniversary type game on June the 21st between the Liberty and the Sparks. All right. There's still some more stuff that could change as well. Oh yeah. Asia versus Aaliyah Boston. Yep. For sure. A couple things that can still be possible disruptions is that the CBA is still unresolved. We still don't know exactly when we will see a new CBA agreed upon, and the date of when that happens could severely affect the actual start time of the season. Also, free agency is still delayed. Again, that can't be figured out until we get a CBA. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Remember, guys, the WNBA and its players have agreed on a memorandum that said they're going to hold off on free agency until they can get a CBA figured out. The expansion draft, we still haven't had. The Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo have released their schedule, but no one knows who will even be on the team. There has been no expansion draft. So you can't even buy real merch at all for Toronto or Portland because you can't buy jerseys because who are you going to put on them? They have no one on their roster. 0 people on their roster, at least for the other teams. Yes, basically everybody's a free agent, but at the same time, there's still technically players on the roster. But Toronto and Portland, nobody. So that's on a note. And depending on when the CBA is finalized, that could shift some dates. When it comes to the regular season actually starting on time. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And guys, that's kind of the things that I wanted to talk about. That's sort of the overarching big picture idea of the new season and what has been released today. Hopefully this was interesting for you all to sort of go through. Couple other things to note is that back-to-backs are down for teams, down from 2.4 back-to-backs per team to 1.6 back-to-backs per team. Here's the thing, back-to-backs has led to, in my opinion, a lot of possible injuries in the WNBA, and as the WNBA continues to get bigger and bigger when it comes to money, they have to limit the amount of back-to-back games that teams have to play, and so that's something that is what I would consider a sort of good sign, right? It is a very, very good sign. All right. According to the schedule, all but 2 teams have at least one back-to-back set of games. I don't think the Sky have any back-to-back games. I don't think. But yeah, it's down from 2.4 last year to 1.6 for this year. All right. And so that's, I think, a really good thing. Again, we have 2 brand new teams. We have 15 teams for this season. Here's what Kathy Engelbert had to say. She says, quote, "As we prepare to tip off the WNBA's historic 30th season, the schedule reflects both how far the league has come and the momentum that continues to drive us forward. From welcoming 2 new organizations in Toronto and Portland to honoring our history with marquee matchups that connect the league's first game to today's stars. The 2026 season will celebrate the WNBA's past, present, and future with a record number of games, growing global reach, and unprecedented momentum. This milestone will help define the next chapter of the WNBA. And so, yeah, that should be really, really fun. Also, I forgot to mention, did I mention that? I can't remember if I mentioned it. The Washington Mystics will have a game at Capital One Arena. There is going to be their season, the final game of the season for the Mystics will be at Capital One Arena, so bigger arena for that. And that game is against the Chicago Sky. All right. But again, guys, I think this should be a fun season if we have it. We'll see. We'll see if we actually have the WNBA season. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So again, at a glance, here is what you all need to know about the WNBA. All-Star should be fun. I hope you all plan on attending. I'm planning on figuring out some fun stuff to do for that. So yeah, we'll see. Again, 30 years the WNBA will be around, and I'm personally super excited to celebrate 30 years if we actually have a season. That's the thing. If we have a season, that is the giant question mark that everybody is wondering about. So. We'll see. We will see what happens. Now, it's time for me to see if you all have any questions or any thoughts or anything. But actually, real quick before we do, just again, we've talked about it before. I feel like I'm a broken record when it comes to the CBA, but let's just say again, we are months past the original deadline for the CBA. The league the league and its players still haven't come together on a actual agreement. Here's the thing: the players want roughly 30% they want a 30% revenue share. They also want a $10.5 million salary cap. And if you listen to certain players, they're like, hey, we have other options that we can do if the WNBA does not agree. So when you zoom out and look at the full picture of what's going on in the WNBA, it's clear to see that those dates that they have released, the dates that I have on the screen right now, those are fluid. They're fluid, 100% fluid, because the WNBA is framing season 30, which is the 2026 season, as a celebration. Because they got new teams, they got historic matchups, they got expanded markets, they got a league that is growing fast. But when you zoom out, the biggest storyline continues to not be what's going to happen on the court. The biggest storyline is the business happening behind the scenes. It is a super tense CBA negotiation. It's pissed off players. It's pissed off league executives, is pissed off fans around the WNBA. We have a frozen free agency, so we have no idea who's really going to be on these teams, right? We have a World Cup that is going to basically split the season in two, and possibly could lead to some additional injuries on the back half of the WNBA season. We have two expansion teams that are kind of racing against time, trying to get everything figured out, because of all the delays that have happened for the WNBA, because you can't have an expansion draft if you don't have a CBA. This is going to be a very bumpy, complicated season that's going to be full of a lot of twists before it even starts. And so I think that should be interesting. And here's the thing: you all know that I'll be tracking all the changes, all the things that are happening, and we'll be here to let you all know what's going on. So, without further ado, let me know what you're thinking. All right, so let's go to the comments and see you all's thoughts. Green Thumb says, hey everyone, why didn't I get a notice of the stream? Because this was a last minute type of decision. when I saw the news come out about the schedule, I was like, okay, I need to do a stream, but I couldn't schedule earlier. I couldn't let you all know earlier that this was happening because I was at work and I just couldn't. I don't bring my YouTube stuff to work, and so I couldn't schedule. I couldn't let you all know. And then when I got home, I tried as soon as I could to schedule the stream. So sorry about that. But if you all turn your notifications on, you're more likely to be able to see the notifications. Eddie says, did they communicate with season ticket holders? Yes, at least for the Chicago Sky they did. I assume for other teams they did as well. I assume for other teams they schedule a promo email that goes out to just say, hey, here's all the games and yada yada yada. They did that for the Chicago Sky. I assume they did that for other teams as well. I mean, they had a full court blitz on social media, that's for sure. Brandon says players put too much pressure on themselves to do a crazy groundbreaking deal, so they don't want to take a reasonable deal. I think they are one CBA early for the kind of money they want. Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Vegas Gus says Asia Wilson is going to be sitting out the 2026 season anyhow. Where did you hear that at? Where did you hear that at? Okay. Also, if y'all could please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. If y'all appreciate me hopping on real quick and doing an emergency stream, hit that like button for me one time. I try my best to be as comprehensive as possible. Again, I haven't had too much time to digest the season, but I wanted to share with you all like a slide deck of like the things that I'm paying attention to when it comes to the season and the CBA and like all the good stuff. And so like if that's informative, if this has been informative to you at all, please hit that like button. It really does help out a whole lot. We got almost 200 people in the chat right now. If we can get to 150 likes, that'd be pretty amazing. That'd be pretty awesome. Nolan says, Quita, can we count on you coming up north to Toronto to catch a game? I would love to, Nolan. I would absolutely love to. I don't know if it's in the financial cards to do so, but I would love to. I would love to. Now, if there's a company out there that want to sponsor a trip for me, hey, I will go in a heartbeat. I would love to go. We'll have to see, though. One thing that I have to do this year is I absolutely have to go to a Connecticut Sun game because it's going to be the last season that the Connecticut Sun is in Connecticut. So I got to go to a game, that's for sure. But for other games around the league, I mean, I hope to go to various locations this year. It just depends. It just depends on how many coins I can try to stack up in the next couple of months. We will see. Okay. Nola also says, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. A CBA agreement is right around the corner and I like it. Oh, man. Con Lanny says, if there's no WNBA season, Ellie the Elephant will remain in hibernation for a while. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's wild. Rasa says New York has 3 back-to-back games. That's wild. That's wild, dog. CJ says, I keep forgetting we have no idea who plays for what team. Yeah. Here's a reminder, guys. Besides the rookies who are still on their, or besides the players who are still on their rookie deals, doesn't actually have to be rookies, but like besides the players who are on rookie deals, every player is a free agent with the exception of the Browns, Kalani Brown and Lexi Brown. They're not related, but they have the same last name. Besides those two and the players who are still on rookie deals, everybody else is going to be a free agent. So we really don't know who's going to be on what team. We don't. And at this point, we would have had some sort of inclination, but yeah, we don't know. Con Lenny says it was on June the 21st, 1997, when the inaugural WNBA game was played between the Liberty and the Sparks. Yes, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. And yeah, that was a great playoff series. That's for sure. That was a great playoff series. Ovi says, gotta go, but I will be back to watch and finish this. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, if you all can't stay for the whole thing, feel free to leave and come back. And you can even watch in 2 times the speed, okay? CJ says, off topic, but does anyone know if/when tickets will be released for World Cup qualifiers in Puerto Rico? I mean, they'll for sure be released. When? I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for the players who will be playing in the Final Four. That's for sure. Yeah, they're trying to make it a rivalry. I don't really think there's a rivalry at all, but whatever. if people want to make it a rivalry, that's fine. Whatever. Stephanie says, or Steffi says, I don't know if I realized this. So even Asia's gonna be a free agent. Now, is Asia returning back to the Aces? I'm fairly certain, but technically, she's a free agent. Lucia says, what does Mama say about the CBA agreement? Mama definitely has some opinions, that's for sure. Mama is done with this whole thing. She is so annoyed by the fact that this thing is still going on and it hasn't been finalized yet. Like, she's just like, get it over with. Like, let's go. Get this thing over with. Yeah, so she's pretty annoyed. Yeah, I got to figure out some way to get that. I got to figure it out. Okay. Some way to, so if anybody want to sponsor me, hey, let me know. Hey, let me know. Juan says, Quita, come to Vegas when Chicago comes to town. The game is at a bigger arena, T-Mobile Arena. Yeah, it'll be fun. It would be fun to go back to Vegas. I enjoyed going to Vegas the last time. I probably wouldn't go for the Chicago Sky game because like I could watch Vegas versus Chicago at Chicago, like at Wintrust. So I probably wouldn't go for that game. However, yeah, I would love to go to a game in Vegas this year at Michelob Ultra Arena because I could just stay at the same hotel because the hotel is like connected to the arena, and I think that's cool. Maybe T-Mobile is too. I don't know. Anyway, I would love to go to an Aces game this year. Again, it just I got to figure out how financially I can make a bunch of games work. We'll see. We will see. All right. But about Mama, if y'all want Mama to do a quick rant about the CBA, hey, let me know. I'll ask her. Okay, I'll ask her. Yes, the chosen says hit that like button, everybody. Yes, please do me a huge favor, hit that like button. Again, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Once I finish the stream, I gotta walk the dogs and I actually gotta eat food. I haven't really eaten anything all day. I had a leftover fried chicken earlier and a bag of chips. I think that's all I ate today. I also had a ring pop that was at my desk because I store slash hoard candy in the office at my desk, and so I had a ring pop. I don't know who gave it to me, but someone gave me a ring pop, and so I had that too. So I'm pretty hungry. So I'll try to I'll probably hop off this pretty soon and go get some food. Um, Eddie says, "What do you think is the biggest rivalry in the WNBA?" I mean, I don't know. It's probably the biggest rival is probably. I wouldn't call this a rivalry, but I think this is like the funnest, like one of the funnest matchups, and it's Asia versus Nafisa. I think them two are like the best in the league. And when they battle against each other, when their teams battle against each other, I just think it's fun. I just think it's fun. They're like pretty much always neck and neck. Um, and if Nafisa didn't get hurt, maybe we would have saw a different result for MVP. But of course, Asia Wilson deserved it. But at the same time, like Nafisa was doing fantastic before she got hurt. So I would say that's one of the funnest matchups. Is it a rivalry? I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's always a fun matchup that I'm always excited to watch. Them two go against each other. I also think Asia and Aaliyah is really fun as well. I think that well, yeah, I don't think Chicago has any rivalries. We used to have a we. I mean, I guess technically we still do have a rivalry with Indiana. But we've always kind of had a rivalry with Indiana, but it's no longer fun anymore because we're just gonna lose all the time. So it's not fun anymore because it's like, oh, Indiana's gonna beat us now. You know what I'm saying? Like whereas in the past it was like it could kind of depend. But yeah. Vegas Gus says, fun fact: the WNBA is the same age as Pokemon. Really? Pokemon started in the '90s. I didn't know that. High vibrations is in agreement with Mama says we are all done. The players need to get it together. Oh no. Pat says Chicago has been kicked out of the spotlight. Yeah, yeah. Chicago's down bad. They're down bad. Okay. Lucia says yes. We need Mama's wisdom. Yes, get Mama on. Uh, yes, bring Mama in. Okay. All right. She's probably done for the day, but I will talk to her Mama tomorrow and see if she is willing to hop back on the channel. Okay. The Jazz Gray says maybe a hotel airline sponsor. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Hit me up if you know. Amelia says, "Ooh, I thought you were gonna say Asia versus Stewie, but I see that too." I mean, I think Stewie's great, but like, I don't think it. Okay, yes, it's been Asia versus Stewie, in the past and whatnot, but I really feel like Stewie's still a fantastic player. I think she is absolutely, but I think one Asia separated herself from everybody, and I think Nafisa is sort of like in that air, right? Um, and Stewie isn't as much as she used to be. So, yes, like 2 years ago, yes, Asia versus Stewie. But like now, I think it's Asia versus Fee, right? Nancy says rivalries will depend on where free agents land this year. Yeah, that definitely has to be the case. Shantia says, I feel bad for Angel Reese being a part of that organization. she deserves so much more. I mean, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. There always has to be a bad egg in the bunch, and it's the Chicago Sky. It is what it is. All right. Oh, that's cool. Nancy says I plan to get to Toronto for a weekend game. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right, so Nancy, we got to see if other awesome people of the internet can make that weekend, because that could be a fun, unofficial, awesome people of the internet hangout. Here's the thing, like I think it'd be fun if this year we had several unofficial, awesome people of the internet meetups at various games all around the country, even games I'm not attending in person. Like I think that'd be fun. We're all the awesome people of the internet, so it could be like, hey, tell me your username handle, and let's chat at the games. I think that could be kind of fun. All right, I think that could be pretty fun. Pretty fun. Three Jules says, quit if you could build your team who you got. Well, I mean, number one. Well, it depends. Like if it's a draft, I won't get all the players I want. But like if I can build the ultimate team, it would be Asia, Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark. Who do I want the shooting guard and the small forward to be? Those three players are easy to name. I think who would you want the shooting guard to be? I think that's a tougher question. And the small forward, I don't know. Like I kind of want to say Jackie Young, probably. Yeah, I don't know who that fifth player would be. But yeah. I got 100% down pat. I'm putting, yeah. You give me 3 players that I can immediately put on a team, and that team would probably be in the championship. Asia, Caitlin, Alyssa. Boom. Alyssa, she gonna knock everybody around. She's just gonna score a bucket out the bucket and do real good passing the basketball. You got Caitlin that's gonna be pulling up from, God knows where on the court and passing the basketball. And then you got Asia that can just, get to her shot at any moment. Okay? All right? R. Walden says, would love a meetup. Atlanta is the closest for me, but I love Chicago too. Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Okay? Let's do it. Quintus says, boo AT. AT's awesome, dog. I mean, say whatever you want to say. I'm a giant Alyssa Thomas fan, and probably will forever be a giant Alyssa Thomas fan. Okay. Faye says, I knew Quita never liked Paige. Oh my goodness. I guess I never liked her. I guess because I would pick in a fictitious team. Because I would pick Caitlin over Paige. I don't like Paige. What? Where is the Quita don't like Nafisa because she didn't pick her, or Quita doesn't like Brianna Stewart or Angel Reese or like whatever. Pick a player anybody. Here's the thing: If it's a fictitious team and I can make up the team, well, I'm picking the team. I'm picking the people who I want to pick. Now, is Paige fantastic? Yes, she is. Oh, she don't have a freaking awesome season. First of all, she's killing it in Arrival. Second, I pick who I want to pick. So it is what it is. So yeah, Asia, Caitlin, AT. If I'm starting off a team, I'm picking those three players, and I think you can kind of pick whoever you want for small forward and shooting guard, and you're gonna win. I'm just saying. I am just saying, okay? Quinton says last year's final showed me AT is getting old. I mean, yeah, she's getting older. She still got a whole lot in the tank. A whole lot in the tank. Just saying. All right. there is a hilarious conversation about Paige and Caitlin. Here's the thing. Whatever. I don't care. I pick whoever I want to pick for my fictitious team, okay? But anyway, that's the news, guys. That's the news. Hopefully y'all have been informed about what's going on. And yeah, guys, I'll be back for more things. As things happen, I will do my best to come live and do a stream for you all. Again, it's a little bit harder when I'm in the office versus when I work at home, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best to make sure to give you all the latest and greatest commentary when I have it. Okay. All right. So that's the news. What are y'all excited about when it comes to the WNBA season? What are y'all not excited about? Do y'all think we'll even have a season? Just because they released the schedule does not mean there's going to be a season, because again, guys, no CBA. With no CBA, no season. No CBA, no expansion draft. No CBA, no free agency. No free agency, no players to play on the teams. Besides the players who are still on rookie deals, and besides Lexi Brown and Kalani Brown. No relation between the two. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens, okay? Kdex says there's a lot of good players coming out of college this year. Yeah. That is for sure. A lot of great players, and we'll probably have some sort of mock draft type of thing for the channel. So hopefully y'all are gonna rock with that. Eddie says when it comes to the CBA, they'll get it done. Nobody wants to lose all that money. Well, we'll see. We'll see. The players are playing hardball, and the league is playing hardball as well. So we'll see what happens. Just saying. Nancy says teams should be required to play in places with at least 8,000 to 10,000 seats. I completely agree. Like I think the environment that they have built in Atlanta seems very fun and intimate, but it's too small. All right. The Washington Mystics, too small. That we have some very, very small arenas in the WNBA, and that should be a priority, is to get those teams in bigger arenas so that more fans can come out, and so that hopefully you end up making, in the long run, more money. And also, it just looks better. It looks better to not be playing in a high school gym. It looks better to not be playing in a gym that, well, actually no, you don't really see any high schools that have 3,000 seat venues. But anyway, my camera has turned off for the day, so I guess that's my signal that I need to stop the stream. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning for Queen in the Morning. Till next time, guys. Bye bye.